Okay. Well, first of all, just congratulations to South Carolina. They played a heck of a ball game. They certainly deserved to win the game. No doubt about that. It was disappointing. The second half, primarily, they got the lead at halftime. It's a really good football team, battled hard, and you know, it was really a story of two halves. Second half, just too many mistakes. Too many mistakes. The penalties were huge. The time of possession was huge. I think the third quarter we only had 7 plays. So just really disappointing with how the second half went. Long drive in the third quarter, long drive in the fourth quarter was I thought the difference in the game down the stretch. Guys played hard, battled hard, but we just, again, didn't execute our plan to win. Lost the turnover margin. I thought that, to me, was going to be the key statistic. And, you know, we lost that. And then, again, penalties were just huge. Had some drops. Dropped a couple interceptions. Dropped a couple of receptions. And, you know, only had 59 snaps. And you got to give South Carolina credit. They were outstanding on third down, over 50%. Converted some huge third downs. I thought their quarterback played a very good football game. He threw the ball effectively, and he made obviously some key runs for him you know, down the stretch. But you know, again, overall, just a very disappointing loss. South Carolina was a very good football team, and they proved that tonight. And again, absolutely deserved to win the game. You know, it's a hurt locker room. We talk about it all the time. The fun's in the winning, and certainly was no fun in that locker room tonight. It's been quite a while since we lost one here at home and experienced a locker room like that here at home. So very disappointing, but you know, very good season. You know, 10 wins, 10 regular season wins. For the first time in a long time is something that you know, we can build upon this year. Obviously, to lose to South Carolina 4 times in a row is incredibly disappointing. And you know, it's a hurting group of seniors down there. It's something that you know, everybody's got to live with. But again, you got to take advantage of your opportunities when they present themselves, and we didn't do that tonight. What we'll do is refocus on what's next, and obviously we don't play next week, so you know, the guys will get dialed back in on their academics, and we'll have a meeting on Monday, kind of refocus them, try to move on from this, and then find out what our bowl situation is, where we're going, who we're playing, all that stuff, and then get focused on the postseason. That's what we'll do. Try to get an 11th win. It'd be a great opportunity to get an 11th win. Something that hadn't happened in this program in a long time. So there's still a lot of things out there for us. And again, the season's over and the postseason is upon us. And we're going to refocus and try to do the best we can. But, you know, I love my guys. You know, everybody's hurting in this locker room, in this program. And I know our fans are incredibly disappointed and hurting as well. But you know, we got to give South Carolina credit. Again, they made the plays, we didn't, and they deserve to win the football game. So with that, I'll take your questions.
Not limited to your snaps on offense, we got a key to the
snap count.
Yeah. The offensive snaps.
I mean, you have 59 snaps. I mean, we had 40 snaps at the half. And felt like we were, you know, at a decent little rhythm. We were holding our own, keeping them off balance a little bit. Felt pretty good about our running game. I think we had 100 yards rushing or so at the half. So we, you know, we had a lot to be encouraged about. You know, you go out there and open drive the third quarter, I don't know, 80 yards or so, and kept the ball forever. That was a very big drive. Because again, not only did they get points, you know, your offense kind of sits over there, been sitting there a long time since the end of the second quarter, and I thought it affected our rhythm a little bit. We just kind of got out of rhythm, and But again, they played hard, they battled hard all the way down, 3-point game. Heck, we can just make a play, you're right there. And Brewer had the big interception. It really felt like, okay, let's go tie this thing up or get, field goal or get a touchdown, get back on top, and that go if we turn it over. So, again, they made some big plays, and we had some costly penalties. And that was the difference in the game. But they had 86 snaps, our 59. That's not a good recipe for us.
Dabo, what was the read on Thompson coming in? And did he maybe surprise you guys a little bit with his ability to run and sort of squirt free and pick up yards?
Well, I mean, he had some timely runs. But he's a good player. I mean, the thing about him is, I thought he just threw the ball outstanding. He took what was there. Made some big throws. Had a couple of scrambles. The last touchdown, he just kind of bought some time and found the guy. We did a poor job, obviously, on the 3rd and 19 on the draw. That was we were anticipating the draw, and we just didn't do a good job there. Again, hats off to him. He played a heck of a ball game. Played a gutsy game.
Coach, how important was it that South Carolina the corners were able to come up on Sammy and on DeAndre, and you weren't getting that passing flat that so often goes for 7-10 yards.
Played a lot of cover 2. They played a lot of cover 2, and they mixed it in with some single safety stuff as well. We made some plays. Again, we knew it was going to be a competitive battle all the way through, and we had a couple of really critical drops. I thought Jerron Brown made a huge play, a big momentum play for us there. That took us down. We were able to get some points right there. That was a big field goal that we were able to get, and again we just weren't able to make enough of it.
I think DeAndre only had 1 catch.
Yeah, I don't remember, but he had a couple drops. He did have one big play.
Even though you walked into halftime with a lead, are you sitting there kind of thinking it should have been greater with the field position you had, I guess, in the last 2 drives to get the ball midfield?
Yeah, we were disappointed. We felt like we missed on some opportunities. But listen, this is a great defense. You're not going against some guys that can't play. I mean, this is a top defense, one of the top defenses in the country, and they have been for the last several years. They've got, and every one of them defensive linemen are NFL guys, so you got to give them some credit. We knew that we were going to have to maximize our opportunities, but the biggest thing is we were hoping to be able to stay in rhythm, and get some stops, and just kind of play off of each other, and that just didn't happen in the second half. The first half, it was pretty good, and again, the game was about what I thought it would be in the first half. I wish we'd have gotten one more score, but I was glad that we were up, but we just couldn't play off of each other in the second half. And defensively, just couldn't get off the field, and then offensively, again, no rhythm, and you sit there, and then you go out there and you kind of press, and then you got to punt. Just didn't go well as a group in the second half. But again, 3-point game for most of the game, all the way down the wire. Just somebody, just make a play, and we just weren't able to, and they were. In a game like this, that's what it comes down to: 4 or 5 plays, critical plays, and they made them, and we did.
Talk about the impact that Clowney had on the game.
Well, I mean, you saw down the stretch there what he's capable of doing, especially when you're predictable. He's one of those guys that can take the game over. I thought he held up pretty good in the first half in particular, but he was disruptive down the stretch, no doubt. Great player.
Coach, obviously getting off the field on 3rd down was an issue for you guys, and particularly in 3rd and long a lot of times, which you think you sort of have them where you're going. Was there a common denominator?
Well, they did a good job of finding the places where the guy was open. The quarterback did an excellent job, and in the penalties. I think they had a 4th and 11, and we get a really critical penalty on 4th and 11 for a conversion, which was huge. But, you know, when we tried to mix it up and bring pressure, and I thought we disrupted him at times, but then they did an excellent job, I thought, of protecting. And he, you know, his receivers got open, and he made some really good throws, really good throws.
It's going to be more effective when you guys spread out on defense. I'm trying to see you be more effective spreading you guys out.
Yeah, you know, they mixed it up with their personnel groupings all night long, and you know, again, they won the competitive matchups.
Is there any kind of mental or physical edge that South Carolina has right now at this point in the rivalry?
Well, they've won 4 in a row. You know, that's the edge. Simple as that. They've lined up and beat us on the field, and that's, you know, the way it is. That's it. They've won 4 in a row.
Coach, are you aware that with this win, Steve Spurrier becomes the most winning coach in South Carolina, being ranked in right and also winning percentage? What's your reaction to that? Steve did a good job.
Well, I think he's done a great job. I mean, Coach Spurrier's been a winning coach for a long time. Heck, I was playing against Coach Spurrier's teams, and so he's you know, obviously one of the best that's ever coached. You don't have the success that he's had and not be a great football coach. Again, he was successful in all of his stops. Had great, he didn't have great success in the pros, but there's a lot of different dynamics there. But had great success in Florida, obviously, and you know, he's done an outstanding job in South Carolina. There's no doubt about it. They've recruited well. They've been as good on defense as anybody out there, and they've had some big wins. They've had some huge wins in their program, some of them for the first time in their program's history. Coach Spurrier has, I guess, 10 wins for them. You know, so they've put 2 or 3 really good seasons together now, and you know, it's a great accomplishment.
You said there's a common theme these last 4 years, or is it just as simple as they've been the better team on each particular night?
Well, I mean, I think we competed a lot better tonight. I mean, we put a little better foot forward, but you know, if I had to just say one thing, it's turnover margin. We're 0 for on turnover margin, and that's in a tight ball game. You know, you just can't lose the turnover margin, and you know, you got to give yourself a chance against a team like that, and we have not done a good job in that area. If I just had to pinpoint one thing, it's been the turnover margin. We've not been able to be plus on that side, and that statistic in this game yet.
Anything else? Thank you, Coach.
Okay.